Hi everyone, this is Greg, aka Gregoire from Greg's Whiskey Guide. Excuse me, I just had a throat problem just before going live. Donc, je suis en direct, en français aussi, si vous êtes là. So, I don't know if everybody's listens to me well. I wanted to do this live because the weather has been less hot this weekend, especially since now today, and so I said, why not show you the recent bottles I acquired, and also maybe some uncorking I did previously. And also maybe do one if there's someone on board, I mean. Oh, hey, Al is here, thanks. Fantastic. Thanks for your feedback. Thanks for being there. Yeah, it was not planned a long time ago, and it's almost tea time in UK, right, Al? While here it's pre-dinner, let's say, not even aperitif, but 6 o'clock in Paris. There's a link if you want to join in, just before, if you want to join the chat. So what do I have in the glass for now? Here. And really, I hope this will work well, because it's the usual camera I use for my videos, which is better than the one I use for the live shows. Hey, David. Hi. Good to see you there. So if it works from now on with Google Chrome instead of Firefox, since a few lives I do that, well, as simple as that, I'm going to use it from now on. Oh, hey, Mino. And so you will have a better look at my bottles when I try something or when we try together. For instance, I'll be live on Monday. Please, guys, join in. Whiskey Novice channel, I'll be live with him. I think it's 10 o'clock in France, so probably 8 o'clock GMT. 8 o'clock UK time, and we're gonna try 3 samples of Irish whiskies of my collection. 2 being a bit rare now, 2 out of the 3. So yeah, please come join us on Whiskey Novice channels on Monday. Meanwhile, what do I have in my glass? This Nikka Taketsuru, said pure malt, but it's a blended malt. I believe this is the true ones, not the fake Japanese ones. Though in this recent bottling NAS, I have less the taste of the 2 major components of this blended malt from Nikka, which is the Yoichi and Miyagi-Kyo distilleries, which I know well, not because I went there, I didn't, but because I've been trying these whiskies and collecting them for almost 15 years now. So, and the one I was talking about before, 12 years old, is the previous one, which is discontinued, which is obviously better. Both are 43% ABV. Let me highlight a comment. Okay, no problem. No problem. Cheers. I thought I was talking about the PC because, yes, it's my biggest and most expensive, purchase. Had a lot of trouble buying this, which, by the way, comes with no tube, nothing like that. So I think it's a bit of a shame. So this one, well, I'm talking about it. This one, which I haven't opened yet, I won't uncork it today. I'm sorry, guys. because I need a real lot of attention to try this and my notes and stuff. While for some other things I can open today, it's a bit different. So this one is there's 3,000 bottles of this one, limited release. It's bottled at 55.8. It's a 16 years old Isla Barley Port Charlotte. This one was made initially for the festival, but in fact the festival was cancelled, and though they didn't put on the bottle Facile, this was a digital exclusive sale, and you had to win a ballot to be able to purchase it. And when I put my entry for the ballot, I don't know why, believe me or not, I knew I would win it. And I said to myself, oh, I hope I won't have to pay a lot of money extra than the £150 they ask. And unfortunately, between the tax, the VAT, the shipping, and even more the French banks fees, it arrived at almost 190 euros for me, which is very, very high and much more than I was prepared to pay. So it's a bit of a crazy purchase for me. I would not flip it. I hate that. And when I did sell some hi Strider, welcome on board. Strider A, sorry for the pronunciation. Hi Graham, good to see you there. So yeah, I was talking about the PC, which I bought on a ballot, PC16, the last one, with 3 recipes of casks, from heavily charred to less charred, bourbon barrels, sherry casks, the slight, I don't remember if there's virgin oak in there, but there are also Sauterne cask, and that was for me interesting, much more than red wine on the paper. That's also why, and also because 16 years old, I have a Brackla 16 years old, but I didn't have a Port Charlotte 16 years old. I don't have either the 10, but I thought it was maybe interesting. We'll see. I really hope it's good. There's no tube, no beautiful tube like this one, and I quite complain about that. I opened recently, by the way, talking about Brackla, this beautiful Isla Barley 2010, though I'm not sure it's the best of the 2000 series. I saw Phil and Deepa say was not their favorite one, but for me it's one of the best. Yeah, colors and taste, they vary. Ooh. Oh. Okay. So then you gave up the ballot. That's what you're saying. You won the ballot, but you decided not to have it, right? Tell me. But I understand. It was kind of silly thing I did. But we'll see. Crossing fingers. I will take you aware of whether if it's interesting or not. I will probably not do the review right away, but wait for several tastings. Yeah, we'll see. For now, I'm enjoying this first dram, the Taketsuru Pure Malt, which is a blended malt. So many fake Japanese whiskeys around that. Cheers, everybody. Yes, it's nice caramel, nice malted barley, nice honey. Usually a lot of honey in Nikka's blend. Honey, there's some caramel added in there, which is a bit annoying. It's more than the... Let me pour just a bit of the original, if I may say. For those who don't know the Taketsuru range, previously there was a non-age. They were 12 years old, 17 years old. 21 years old, and there were at least 4 or 5 different expressions, and I tasted them all. Unfortunately, I don't have something older than that. Maybe some samples. My favorite one remains the 25, Nikka 25. But in 2013, a bit before the shortage and the stopping of the age statement, it was already 850 euros, so way over anything I could. Westland, yes, I will talk about it. You have a good view, my friend. So yeah, I will do anyway because I see a lot of questions, see a lot of topics, and also other people interested in Japanese whiskies doing reviews, etc. Many that have not my, without sounding pretentious, they do not have my experience of 20 years of tasting, so they sometimes they cannot relate to the old bottlings to compare. A thing that I can do. So I will give you a wider maybe perspective with a lot of different bottles. I have around 30 Japanese. Let me see, Graham. Oh, you tried it, fantastic. Oh, no, you tried, okay. Well, I don't know what extent these are going to be available to try, if they're going to send, they're going to do some online tasting or what. I think they were live today in Brackla, but only Facebook and Instagram or stuff, and I don't have those things. So, okay. Yeah, just pouring a bit of the 12, and I'll go to the Westland right away. Yeah, so now this is 12 years old. And what's beautiful with this 12 years old, except that it is good. Okay, it's discontinued. You might find it in some dusty shelves. It's the box with that origami style box. And also the story of the founder, Nikka Taketsuru, which is explained here. That camera, even if I move it a bit, is much more better than the old one. And also his wife, Jessica Roberta Cohen, known as Rita. So you can see Rita as well. So it's a lovely box with some kanjis. And yeah, it's quite solid as well. Yeah. And this one was sold around 50-60 euros. This one, the knowledge statement 35. Actually, you still can find some in supermarkets. Oh, Daniel, how you doing? Hey. Okay, with pleasure, my friend. Whenever you want. So yeah, Kampai for this one, and I'll go to the other purchases now. I don't know if there's some French. Hey, how you go, Habs? I hope you're well. I don't know if there's some French people. I might switch to French from time to time if I have French people watching. But for now, I'll stick it to English. Yeah, more licorice, slightly smoky, with a beautiful incense profile from Yoichi, but also the fruity side, candied fruit, lemon and stuff, that come from the Miyagi-Kyo. So in this one, in the 12, you have more fidelity, if I may say. It's more faithful than the Norwich Statesman to the probably more content than the current one. I'm sorry about that. This is my only bottle, and as you can see, there's not much left. So I won't sample it for anyone. And I saw some prices recently. I was talking with Frederick of Whiskey Pilgrim about that. He did review the 10 years old Yoichi single malt. I have this single malt earlier on for around 60 euros. And now the first price is 290. It's absolutely crazy. It is not worth that price, of course. And if you add another 100 euros, you're going to have the 12 years old, which I love, which is one of my favorite whiskey ever. I still have some, so why bother with almost 400 euros? And I'm not even speaking about some single cask I have, which was a gift, and it was not very expensive at the time it was out. I do not even dare tell you what I have. And this, if the bottle was closed, and yeah, it would have been sold. What was the calculation we did? 24 times more now. It is sold by the same seller, La Maison de Whisky, which is a total shame. But yeah, Greek. I'm half Greek. I don't know what you ask this for, but Stiniasu, if you're Greek, you'll get it. Okay, let me put some water. What do you guys, is it too soon maybe for you to drum something? Are you having something in your glass? Please tell me. Or did you have in the weekend some... Yeah, I know. I really agree with you. My take is that maybe when we're gonna start to see arriving some of these new distilleries, and in order not to make too many mistakes in pronunciation, or also because I struggle to remember them, let me check for you in this always the same source or so. Let me give you some names, tips about names. Okay, too early. Oh, never too early. Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think they will fall. So watch out, guys. I'm gonna give you some tips there for distilleries that are genuine, and 2015, 2013, 2000, yeah, distilleries that in 3-4 years, let's say, or maybe for some next year, but in France, in Europe, I'm not sure. Maybe locally and then after international. Akechi Distillery in Hokkaido, which will be the second whiskey distillery, malt whiskey distillery in Hokkaido in the east, northeast of Japan, where Yoichi is located. So Akechi Distillery was founded in 2015. It's a small distillery, 109,000 liters only. But yeah, there's some good feedback about what they're doing. Asaka, also in Fukushima, which I might not be interested to try already. I'm sorry, guys. Is same date. The second Chichibu, but has been started last year. Ichiro Akoto is the one that did direct Chichibu, this wee craft distillery that's beginning now to be a bit more important with the foundation of the second one. We'll speak again about that. Chichibu was founded in 2007. But yeah, I hope with the extension, with the 3 times more production to go short, will bring us lower prices. But for now, like Graham says, the single malt from Chichibu, it's a high quality. I've tried a couple ones, maybe 10, 20, but I don't have any, because it's the first one you can find is around 120 or 40 euros, and it's crazy. It's crazy, really. So you have also Kanosuke, you have Nagahama, Nukada, Okayama, Saburomaru, and Sakurao, to name a few. So you will have, but you still have Shinshu, who does released some affordable whiskies under the brand Mars. And you have also White Oak, where you can find the Akashi blended whiskey. And the single malts, they're more genuine, not mixed with other countries' whiskies. Yeah, I know the problem. It's the same here. And the problem is the Nikka has dropped one of its best blend with the, I have it behind me, but it's a bit remote. They have dropped the best blend, affordable brand with the orange label to replace it by something lighter, obviously made for highballs, which is the Nikka Days, which I don't find really interesting. So there's not many super interesting options at the time. Yeah, Jameson's nice, but you're gonna see on Monday, if you come to Whiskey Novice channel once again, we're gonna be together on Monday evening, 8-hour GMT, 10 o'clock French time. We're gonna try 3 samples of my collection. I will be his guest. And among them, I can tell you there's an exceptional Jameson, but I'm not sure you can find it now, except in the secondary market, I'm afraid. Yeah, Chichibu, it's very, very expensive. Usually 100 euros or so is my maximum to purchase whiskey. So the most expensive I purchased was around 200 euros, but it was a long time ago to own a 41 years old Bunnahabhain indie bottling, absolutely stunning, better than the official one, 40. So yeah, I paid a hell of a price for this, and I really hope it is good, because otherwise I will be disappointed. Hi, Carl, welcome on board. It was good to speak to you yesterday on Bernie's channel. What else? I'm a sucker for Westland. Was a question that was asked before. Westland, I did bought this a few years ago. It's beautiful sherry wood. So Westland is an American single malt from Seattle, which is very demanding in terms of production, and they're doing some things great, I believe. That's why I named them Distillery of the Year in 2016 on my website. I love this, what they do, even the packaging. I really find it fantastic. It has changed. Now this one, which is more recent, you have the name engraved here, while it was not before. And as the distribution is French, I bought it in France, the text is in French now. So it's a new thing. So I bought the Sherrywood. I really recommend it. It's a bit expensive, I know, and less expensive, and I had a bargain on it. I bought the American single malt to have really the basic version. So it's malted barley. First off, it's breweries yeast, not distillers yeast, like 99% of the distilleries of Scotland. It is the barley. It is more or less local barley. There are 5 different types of malted barley involved in this. Not necessarily different varieties, but different levels of toasting or roasting. So you have chocolate malt, for instance. So that gives something deeper, more. You have more spices. You have also more kind of coffee, chocolate notes. So yeah, and they're working now to have also. There is a peated. This is a core range. Sorry. You have the sherry wood, which is absolutely stunning. You have the beautiful, very pure American single malt. And you have, and I don't have it, sorry, the peated version. So the first release is the current ones, but probably not from next year on, are made with Scottish peat, but they have purchased some soil around where some estate where you can find its ex-military place, where they found peat bogs. So they're going to use in the future American peat. So it's wonderful. Almost everything will be American: the cask, the yeast, the barley, and the peat. So this is very exciting. And all the for those who wonder, non-chill filtered, natural color. So this is ticks also, and 46%. Ticks also a lot of boxes. Single casks, sometimes they're a bit too excessive in oak and spice, but I tasted some that were beautiful. If you have the chance to visit the distillery, which I didn't, but I managed to get a sample. If you come to the distillery and you try the winter edition, which is peated and sherry, you must absolutely try this because it's absolutely awesome. It's the highest score I gave them for this beautiful expression, 95 out of 100. I'm being too talkative, I know. Yeah, me too, because otherwise I'm gonna cry. Okay, yeah, sure. This is Royal Brackla, 12 years old, cast strength as usual in the small batch range, not always, but often, 57.7. This is also, you have everything there, but I'm gonna read it to you because it's maybe not obvious. Bottle distilled 2006, bottle 2019, 12 years old, 4 bourbon hogsheads, 1,050 bottles. So this I bought in a local retailer to support him during all this COVID stuff and lockdown. Was almost not completely locked down. You could visit the retailer, but they didn't have a lot of support. So I said, okay, let's do an effort and buy something. And also, I didn't have a Royal Brackla in my collection. I had previously, but I have none, and I wanted really to have one in my collection. No, the Westland is owned by Remy Cointreau, which did a very interesting move these last years because they bought 3 craft companies, and people, including me, were afraid they're going to be messing up with the quality and do something more commercial, but they didn't. They let these 3 distilleries work as they want. Maybe they tightened a bit the Bruichladdich, because they have Bruichladdich, they have Westland, and they have Domaine des Hautes-Glaces, DHG, which is a French distillery from the Alps, which is a farm distillery as well, by the way. So Remy Cointreau is a big cognac group. So yeah. Oh, thanks. Go Habs. Take care. Yeah, it's nice one. First pour was very hard, was too spicy. I'm talking about the Royal Brackla, which is one of the distilleries I love, and I did devote 2 videos, and maybe it's gonna be in the third one, about overlooked feeling distilleries. They're not very known by people. So I'm going to read the tasting notes, the official ones, and I'm going to tell you, especially for, who was it? Carl. And I'm going to tell you if I agree with them. Nose, vanilla pods, whole pineapples, caramel with hints of lime and paprika. Yeah, I don't get the paprika. I have the pineapples, but it's very subdued. I have some caramel, but most of I have vanilla and lime. Then they say palate, thick, chewy mouthfeel with lemon peel, honey, almonds, and gooseberries. I didn't get the gooseberries. It's just a second try. I had 2 tries, but I got this very chewy mouthfeel. I agree with lemon peel, honey, and also I had in the finish what they state a hint of spice, heavy cream with lemon, white chocolate. I didn't get it, but soft orange notes. Yeah, I love these very subtle notes of creamy orange, even orange sherbet. But I have to say that for once, not always the time with the Cadenheads and with single cask and cask strength. It's not single cask, it's small batch. Okay, 4 casks. But it was a bit hard, a bit too hot. So I had to dilute it a bit before getting really the best of it. And I believe it still needs some air, so I might not try it today. Yeah, another French ownership. Yeah, the problem is I love, honestly, I liked, love is a big word. I liked the official 12, Royal Brackla, and I found it the most relevant of the three compared to the price, because the 16 is around €100 and the 21 is stupid price. Where you're absolutely right, Carl, in the indie bottlings territory, you have a way more choice, and with no chill filtering and higher ABV. The risk is to have something that's a bit off the usual style, but it's always the same with a single cask. You won't have the typical thing of the distillery, this distillery house style, because it's not a bunch of casks gathered, but only one aspect. So try before you buy if you can, or rely on people who made reviews. Usually you agree with. It's my advice. I need something in my glass now. Among the things I recently bought, just wanted to show you before I cracked something. I also bought this, which intrigued me a lot. I saw, and what is this? Oh, let me unhighlight. Sorry, Carl. This is the Epicurean Remarkable Regional Malts from Douglas Lang. I like all the range, almost everything, except the gold runs. I find it weaker. But can you notice something? French flag and the Eiffel Tower. What's going on? Compared to this. So this compared to this. And also the color, it's a bit, maybe not see it there, but the regular one is a bit paler than this one. Why? Because this one is a 600 bottles limited edition for France from last year, but it's still on sale at La Maison du Whisky, 600 bottles. It's a bit higher ABV, 48. Where was this? 48 and so. Yeah, 48 ABV. While the regular one is, what does it say? I don't see the ABV, sorry. Well, let me check. And sorry for the background. We still have to deal with these stupid youngsters with their motorcycles. They have nothing to do usually than, you know what? Let me see. Sorry, I have to search a bit. I apologize. There you go. So the Epicurean from 2016 is 46.2. So it's for those who don't know, it's a lowland blended malt, 46.2, while this one is 48 ABV. Yeah, I agree with you, Carl. Absolutely. And the other thing is it's a small batch with a different recipe, because they ask French bartenders and retailers to create it again, of course, under the supervision of Carol Lang, who is the whiskey maker now, especially for this range, seconding Fred Lang, her father. And really, I think she's basically doing great. And I'm very curious of this one, but because I think the profile is going to be a bit different. And I had to replace it because it's almost, yeah. And I did drink a lot of this one, but I said let's try something different. And then in the supermarket I was going, yeah, Summer Dram. Yeah, it's blended, but it's a blended malt. It's different malts from the lowlands. I also bought this, which has changed packaging. This and the tube were blue, completely cobalt blue, let's say between cobalt and ultramarine, something like that in English. And what is this? This is the entry level, the few years ago now. But it's a new look of the entry level from Amrut, the Indian single malt distillery. This is the Raj Igala, which means king of the eagles. This is a recipe with bourbon barrels, basically, and I am gonna uncork it before you. Usually I don't uncork live because I have all my notes. You see, the family of flavors are here. Here it's the technical part. Also where I purchased it, etc. So it's a lot of information to check, and also I'm taking a lot of time, which is probably painful for you guys to do that. So I'm gonna do a quick first impression, neck pour, of course, like they say, hoping it works well. Oh yeah, okay. The thing with the Indian whiskies, I think it's the same for Paul John. So probably they have a security ribbon like before Lagavulin, which is under the cap. So you have to open it. See, maybe you shall see, and also a number. So you have to break this to open it. Ah, too bad I should have done a picture of that. Okay, never mind. I know it's interesting things to see as well. This is batch 20 from October 2019. So yeah, I like the fact they, like Kavalan in Taiwan, they write some information there. There, believe me or not, there's even more. No, it's on the tube. I was very surprised about this. Let me show you the distilling license, guys. It's where is it? It's here. Can you believe it? The distilling license number. I've never seen that anywhere in any kind of packaging, honestly. Okay, let's hope the cork is okay. My first pop in my channel, probably, and my first uncorking. Okay, guys, this has a mixed reputation, but there was a bargain from around 28 to 23 euros. So 23 euros based on 86 or something like that, 85 out of 100 rating from Serge Valentin. While on Whiskey Base, there are horrible notes under 70 or 80, but depends on the batches, I think, a lot. So I might be lucky or unlucky. Yeah. So there you go. First time I do this in my website. So I don't know if you had it before, guys. Tell me. Of course, I have other Amrut. I really recommend the Fusion, which is a bit peated. I like it a lot. Also recommend the regular single malt if you want to know really what's this Himalaya. On the basis of the Himalaya mountain, there are some fields of barley, and they harvest the barley for Amrut there, between other, of course, things. And so Amrut takes his barley from there. It's supposed to be pure air, etc., the usual marketing stuff. But this is particular. This is interesting. As also I can advise you two absolutely stunning expressions, but they're not for newcomers, believe me. I have them and I might review them. I have reviewed them already on my website, but I might review them when I was doing an Indian whiskey special, Indian Whiskies Live probably someday. And the Swedish one coming in, I shall check it with some of my guests. We're trying to fix something with several guests. So what was saying, yeah, Amrut, yeah, intermediate sherry, which is cask strength, and Porto Nova, which is cask strength as well. Porto Nova uses port cask, but not only, and intermediate sherry, but also bourbon, and 2 times. It's a bit complicated process. Same for almost the same for Porto Nova, I think. So there you have it. It's 40%. I don't think it's colored, but it could. Only 1 drop is enough for that. Let me see the legs. The legs are really fading fast. You won't see that probably. Really fading fast. So it's not very fat. The fats have been dropped by the chill filtering, especially at 40%, I'm afraid to say. Hope it is not freezing, because I don't see other comments. Let me know, please, if it's stable in quality. Oh, you never had Amrut. Oh, you should try. If I can, yeah, it matures a lot more time, a lot more than the Scottish. The Scottish Angel share is around 2-3% per year, while the Indian can be from 8 to 10 and sometimes even 12 or 16%. So the 10 years old, I was told for Amrut 10 years old, which cost an arm, the cask was, if I'm not mistaken, the cask, a big name from the distillery told me, was half empty when they got there at 10 years old. So the loss is absolutely crazy. And the cost, of course, they have to impact the cost on the consumer. I have tried 2 times this Amrut 10 years old, which is around 200 or 3 or even more now. It is good, but is it worth that price? I don't think so. So for, yeah, those 3 Indian single malt foreign market distilleries and genuine Indian whiskey, if I may say, Amrut, Paul John, and Rampur distilleries, the Angel share is very high and way more higher than in Scotland. So you basically have 4 or 5 years old that are really feeling on the palate like 10 or 12 years old, or even more. So yeah, strongly recommend Amrut Fusion, Paul John Edited, which is slightly smoky as well, and the Rampur Pakes Select, something like that. I don't remember the precise name. Thank you, David. So I'm gonna try now this, and you're gonna see if I'm gonna poison myself or if I'm joking, or if it's okay. And 23 euros, honestly, I don't know how much is in pounds, probably less than 20 for a single malt of such a good reputation like Amrut, even if this one is a one-off, maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Drum roll. Okay, the nose is not so worrying as some reviews said, but again, it's batch 20 from 2019. I didn't found any review on Whiskey Base about this batch. There's mixed opinion about other batches, but there's none, for instance, for now. Even I didn't so mention on a video about this 20, batch 20. So, okay, the nose is a bit reassuring. Is you have all this cardamom, a bit sweet spices, aromatic bouquet from India, but subdued. And this is linked also to the malted barley, which is a bit different from Scotland. Okay, so beautiful floral notes, beautiful fruity notes. Let me unlock this. So if you want to see more, again, for those coming in now, I'm trying Amrut Raj Igala. I don't know how to pronounce that. 40% entry level whiskey. So nice nose. I will try it maybe tomorrow to write down some notes and see later on to confirm or not. Okay, wish me luck. Cheers, guys. Me too. Oh, okay. Good. Good. I'm happy. Well, this is 40%, so it's less expressive than the Amrut Single Malt reference, but which is around 50 euros or so. This one was 27 euros, and it was dropped due to a bargain, supermarket bargain, 23. Mouthfeel is a bit weak because of the watering of the lowering of the ABV. Honestly, it's a real pity they didn't bottle this at 43, let's say, even if they have to do some effort to please more to the bigger audience and lower the price. I think 43% would have been a good compromise, in my opinion, of the first try. Let me try it with less influence of the water because I took some water before. Okay, a bit better. So there's a decent mouthfeel for 40%. Some soft spices, ginger, cinnamon. There's some nice malted barley notes, but with always this floral hints, local hints, Indian hints, some cardamom maybe, and there's some citrus fruit behind it. But it's also it's complex. It's orange, it's lemon, maybe some grapefruit. It's not just only lemon. So I like it. I'm gonna try a not necessary indicated thing. It's to dilute it, but just 3 drops to see. There's gonna be a reaction, a chemical reaction, to see if it unveils other flavors for this first try. More flowers on the nose. Some nice oak. The bourbon barrels worked very well. Vanilla, I forgot to mention vanilla. Slight coconut now. Yeah, I mean, I think, I had it last week, Carl. Yeah, the previous packaging, like I said, there you go. Previous packaging was entirely blue, Carl. I hesitated when it was over 30 something, 30 euros. And I didn't bought it. And when I saw the price and the bargain, I said, "Oh, is it the same?" And they just changed. They changed from a cardboard box to a cardboard tube, which is different. And they dropped the blue, the deep blue. There's only now this hint of blue that's even darker than the one I believe that was from the previous design label. So the whole label was blue, I will say cobalt, maybe a bit deeper blue, and the box, cardboard box was blue, while now it's almost only white with hints of some designs, weird designs here. Maybe you can see some wings. Yeah, it's the eagles once again. They want to highlight. So yeah, Raj Igala, the king of the eagles. Maybe it's a bottle from 2019, Carl. And I think what I was going to say before reading you, I think this is a perfect whiskey for beginners. Beginners in world whiskey, beginners in whiskey also. Then probably depends on the batches because there's some bad feedback, very alcoholic, spirity, unbalanced for some. But I'm lucky this one is good, I think. If it was spirity and ugly, I will notice it in my experience right from the start. These kind of things do not appear, uh, let's say, after neck pour, etc. They appear instantly. They can be a bit, uh, disappear a bit, etc. But if they're not right from the start, you're not going to have something super spirity, unbalanced, awful. You might have that in bottles that have not been correctly, and it's my opinion, watered down. In some indie bottlers, I did experience that, unfortunately. Those who dilute too quickly, I was explained by John Glazer that the dilution of a whiskey, when you dilute it to say to 46%, you have to do that very slowly, otherwise it rushes the spirit and you're gonna have something harsher. And unfortunately, I experimented that. Yeah, it depends. I don't know which ones you had. Menno, tell us. Um, in my experience, some are very rough, very tough. I agree, but there's some others that are beautiful, and there's every year, let's say 2 or 3 references, whether single cask or not, that are not really something to acquire necessarily. Let's say to stay correct. But I know these guys. I met them a couple of times. It's not why I'm saying that, because there's some nice consistency on many references, and they're doing some tremendous stuff. If you have the occasion, Menno, if you like port finishes, for instance, to try the Porto Nova, it's an absolutely stunning one. What else? I'm gonna finish this. Mm. Oh, you might not have had nice batches then, I guess. Sorry about that. My fusion bottle is a bit old now. I don't have one as a backup as I like to have, especially for these kinds of whiskies that are very good. Ooh, we're almost 1 hour now. What can I say about Amrut else? There's a lot of Amrut I've reviewed on my website. Please check it. Al is back. Hi, Al. Yeah. Well, if you have the occasion to explore some much more demanding and complex and interesting profile, try the intermediate sherry and the Porto Nova. These are really masterpieces of what they do. I think last year, Whiskey Live, I tried the Madeira finish that I found interesting. But the price is sometimes, like in Paul John, when you go to high-end stuff, it's more expensive. Yeah, Menno has really good prices. every time Menno speak about prices. Belgium is a paradise country. Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany also beautiful countries to buy whiskey cheaper than France. C'est clair. Okay, guys, maybe as there was some request to know a bit more about that, I'm gonna have to finish the live some Royal Brackla 12, but I'm gonna put some water in it. See how it has evolved for this third pour. There you go. Yeah, honestly, people, these I have some before me, but this comes with a very simple cardboards, nothing really special, but these very simple cardboards boxes, this very simple labeling, almost black and white, if I may say, and the same standard bottle. And also, I would say the honesty of the Mitchell family. All these makes really interesting prices. It was around 70 or a bit more where I had it, but 60, 70. You can find some tremendous stuff. Not always. You have to try before you buy, if you can, or read other reviews. But they're really good value whiskeys to get there, especially distilleries who are too expensive in regular core range official, especially with the. I have a 24 years old Glengarry. I have, for instance, a 21 years old Kleinlich. That's awesome. Things that were around 100 euros. You want to have these in official? Multiply this by 2 or 3 or 4. So really, it's a short digression praising some indie bottlers, but yeah, try when you can. Yeah, exactly. So we're counting on you if you have tips. Thank you, Menno. So this is for, it was Carl, I think, who asked about it. This is for you, Carl, and this is from this Slangeva, because it's from Highlands of Scotland. And I was almost visited it. There's no visitor center. I should have tried to visit it, because I had the choice when 2 years ago when I had won a trip to Scotland, but there were some steps that were imposed by the organizer. So we had to move each day from another bed and breakfast. So we couldn't do as we want to go much further to visit for remote distilleries. So we have to cross this Inverness path. So on the map, I had the choice between Dalmore and Royal Brackla, knowing that Royal Brackla was not open to visitors, and they did me a favor if I wanted to visit it, but there were nothing to buy, no visitor center, etc. And the schedules were difficult. So I said, okay, let's do Dalmore, even if I was not very enthusiastic. And the Dalmore visit turned to be, oh my God, terrible in terms of welcome. Not from all the stuff, but the woman who did the tour was really harsh. But I have to admit the tour was interesting. No picture, etc. Nothing allowed, but and bad surprise at the end. But well, it was my least welcome tour there. Honestly, the absolute contrary to Aberfeldy, for instance, were awesome welcome. Lindor, Balblair, and we did a couple of others where we had a beautiful welcome. Even, believe me or not, Glenlivet, it was maybe the most impressive welcome, because Glenlivet is owned by Pernod Ricard, you know that. But Glenlivet is from 15 to 21 million liters per year. It's a big name. You could think of they could overlook their visitors, but no. To start from the welcoming woman at the entry, to the one at the shop, to the one at the different parts of the visitor center, and the guy who did the tour, who was awesome. Everybody was welcoming us, very cool. So really, I recommend also this Glenlivet tour. Oh, Martin. Hi, Martin. Thanks for joining in. Okay, single cask. Yeah, they have from time to time, each year almost, some beautiful stuff. The problem with yours, I guess, is the price. It's probably around 100, right? But yeah, I'm happy if it's good. And 7 years old, yeah, it's getting old. Yeah, Slain to Barfly. See you later on at Rise V Pub, Aquavite, of course, for those who can. And maybe I will pop up in the chat to Phil and Deepa to see what's going on. They're crazy going with the tasting blind. It's an absolute genius idea. Okay, with this Royal Brackla now, again, for those coming in, Martin, I'm trying this after having tried the Amrut Raj Igala and Nikka Taketsuru. Okay, yeah, 100. Yeah, 100. If it's castring, I can understand that. And also sometimes they have the special sales, bargain sales that can be very interesting online and at the shops. This is how I got some whiskeys here. Yeah, so I am on the par with definitely with the vanilla pods, the pineapples, hints of lime, paprika. I don't get it. Oh, that's fantastic to be the only person. Fantastic, Graham. Oh, by the way, people, check out on Twitter and probably in other social media. Graham does absolutely stunning pictures on, and he posts them in social media, pictures of landscapes of Scotland. He lives in Scotland. And yeah, I love the spirit he has with highlighting the beauties of his country. So well done, Graham, by the way. I'm always trying to when people do something interesting, we have to say that. Yeah, Glenfiddich, I didn't have the time to visit. Unfortunately, I did Glenlivet, Glenmoray that year. I did Balblair. I passed quickly at Glenmorangie because I was there before. And I finished, and it was my own choice because it was close to Edinburgh where we started, and we're going back by the plane. I chose Lindor Abbey Distillery, and it was absolutely awesome place. Another tip. Okay, so the palette now. Cheers. Ooh, punchy. A bit difficult without water, honestly. Punchy. The bourbon speaks with a lot of loud oak and ginger. But yeah, I'm into that. You're welcome, Graham. I'm into that. I love Scotland. I missed it already. I wish I had more budget and to go visit another time the Speyside, but my next dream visit is to go to Glasgow, see some local distilleries, and then up to Campbelltown. I want to see Springbank. I want to see Glen Scotia, and then of course Islay. Never been there. I hope to visit before Ian MacArthur, for instance, retires. Sorry. And also I want to see David Brody, who's on Twitter doing a a beautiful job in posting postcards, video postcards of his island, his dogs on the sea, and also he does beautiful. David Brody, he does. For those who don't know, check it out on Twitter. He does absolutely beautiful songs with his classical guitar, and honestly, that guy seems absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I like to highlight other people. So yeah, you have these vanilla pods, you have a bit of exotic fruit, but it's a bit disappointing without water. Let's get straight to that. But I enjoyed a lot with water. So, okay, it's not the best Royal Brackla I had. I missed one during a very special episode. I won't tell now because it's already 1 hour and it will be too long. I missed one beautiful single cask, but it's life. You can have them all once again. Let me see. Yeah, I guess. Honestly, you posted a lot of beautiful pictures. So probably somewhere local, or you did them before the lockdown. I don't know. But yeah, beautiful landscapes. Wish to go back soon. It's also a money question. Yeah, much more gentle. I did put a bit more because this is, again, 57.7 and 12 years old, it's quite high. So I'm gonna put a few more drops, 2 or 3 more. There you go. More creamy, yeah. I feel it on the nose. Yeah. Well, there's still some punchy oak, I have to say, and spices. Ginger, a bit of chili pepper, maybe. But that lovely vanilla cream and not really custard, but vanilla pods. It's an English thing as well. Yeah, some lemon cream, but lemon is very tiny, subtle, and a hint of orange that probably saves the thing. Otherwise, I would be a bit disappointed. I wanted more complexity, honestly. So it's a bit demanding. It's probably not the best Royal Brackla around, but I haven't tried a lot lately. Honestly, you don't see it so much often. I would like to see more of Royal Brackla or Breville. Beautiful distillery, which I talked about recently in one of my videos. What David says. Yeah, it's a good excuse, I would say. Yeah, you have a beautiful home, I have to say, watching your pictures. So yeah, only 6 people watching, 8 to 9 at the max. So it's I know it's not a super schedule to do live, but there's so many lives every evening. I didn't want to crush with anyone. Also for me, it was a good time to do that before things get too busy here. And nice. It's better definitely with the water, but as often with bourbon barrels, and I have to warn you guys, the fact of adding water doesn't necessarily softens the spices and the oak. Sometimes it even enhances them. So it's a complicated question. I should do maybe a video especially about it. Complicated question, the dilution of whiskeys you try. Okay. Yeah. Slightly orangey, but honestly, it's more lemony, a bit custardy now. But it's a nice one. Could be interesting. I won't do that. To mix, maybe to give a bit of the punch of the Royal Brackla to the Amrut, but Ralphie style or Serge style. I won't do that now. Let me check what's going on. Okay, new videos from Whiskey Jason, which I had the chance to have online with me talking about German whiskies. Check it out if you can, if you hadn't. I will be going live soon whenever we can find a date, a good schedule with Frederick from Whiskey Pilgrim. Probably prior to that now, he's going to be live talking about a closed distillery from Sweden, which I have samples of, and that's also why we're in touch. But I have to uncork some Swedish whiskies as well in my collection. I don't have many. Before I do that, so I can illustrate. Oh, hi Swami, really sorry to have missed your live. I'm gonna see it in replay, I promise. The notification bell, I don't know what happened. At this moment, YouTube, attention, ça marche pas très bien. I did not receive a lot of notification from YouTube, from new videos, pour les choses où j'étais abonné, je comprends pas. Et là, il m'a donné le lendemain, donc laisse tomber quoi. So I missed it. I'm really sorry because I like Josh's approach. I really enjoy the previous live, and I'm talking, of course, about Swami here. Good afternoon. So yeah, please check it out. It's always interesting to have such a knowledgeable and unfashionable and serious guy like Josh. So please check out Malted in Montreal live, and also I advise you really to check out the Tomatin, or was it the Tomatin Happy Hour live, something like that? No, Happy Hour, it's something else I did with Mark. The latest Tomatin YouTube channel live was with Johnny Robertson from Edinburgh Whiskey Academy, and they discussed, but I was all the time on the chat, and they discussed about this question of the whiskey academies and the awards and the certification everybody claims to have, etc. And really, it was an in-depth discussion about everything sensitive, and for me it's a must-see about learning about whiskey video. So Tomatin, check out Tomatin channel with Johnny Robertson. Thank you so much, David. No problem. And yeah, thank you in advance. Yeah, looking forward for that. And the good news for you guys, it's from now on, using Google Chrome instead of Firefox, I'm going to be able now to go live with you with a better quality than before. And I could now show you the labels properly, like this. Beautiful stuff I recently opened. So take care, everybody. And I think I'm going to stop it very soon. Yeah, thank you, Graham. That's it. Yeah, Becky, I didn't saw the one with Becky, but Becky is very cool as well. And Becky used to be in something really regret that has been stopped. And I'm going to forget now. It's a website, it's a blog that was very important, especially about informations. Graham, please help me on that. She did before with Dave Broom and other pals. Was one of the best, even if it was there were mixed opinion about it. I really enjoyed what Becky did with Dave and other people. Also, I might advise you something before I leave and say goodbye. If you go there on internet, you go to Whiskey Life Paris 2019, the last year one, and you click on master classes. They have now released every single masterclass about whiskey, and most of them were made in English. So there's Dave Broom speaking about peat, there's Serge Valentin and Dave Broom highlighting the best whiskies of the year, of the show. There's Don Livermore doing a masterclass, and I was there. My friend John Glazer, and I was there too, on the audience. There's Sukinder Singh from Whiskey Exchange, very interesting masterclass. Who else? Oh, Dan McKee from Michter's was there as well, very interesting. Lots of people, knowledgeable, very important names were there, so check this out. I'm not working for them, but yeah, it's free. You can you can look at them, and it's very interesting. Oh, good question and very long answer. I have to say it's 20 years, almost. It started a bit before, but first I was interested in complex other spirits such as La Bénédictine, a French drink, a French spirit, digestive spirit made of 27 botanical and spices. There was, for me at that time, probably before even 1998, the most complex spirit drinks I had. Because in my family, we're not very alcohol drinkers. I started to try whiskey, alcohol very late in my life, around 25 years. You won't believe it, yeah, or not. My 25 years, I just had a few things before, but it was not my thing. Coming from a Greek and Armenian family, lots of things was full of sugar in terms of liqueurs for doing pastry and stuff. So when I was trying them, I found them interesting, but too sugary. And it took a lot of time, and for me leaving the family house, to learn to get rid of some sugar. So this can explain also some problems I have currently, even if it's different. And it took a while since I really tried to put a long story short. Everything is on my website, but not all in English. Yeah, let me put it back again, sorry. For those who don't know it. There you go. Voila, voila. But, and then that goes, okay. So to come back quickly to your question, yes, that's, I was helping a friend of mine from the United States, to put a long story short, and to find a gallery, an art gallery, because I'm always a painter before. Still a bit, but I don't know when and how. And I did an exhibition in the United States, by the way, more than one. And I helped this American painter to exhibit in Paris. And in order to thank me, he offered me one day, I think it was a Johnny Walker Black, something like that. And while I hadn't got any whiskey without cork or stupid things like that in students' parties, it was the first time I tried Scotch whiskey with someone in the know. And also I learned that time that my friend, whose last name was Walker, was from Scottish origin. And that's why we had a nice talk, and he poured me probably a good batch of, not all are, of Johnny Walker Black 12 years old, Black Label. And we had some nice time with it. And then after that, he left. I said, there's something interesting in there. I should explore myself a bit more, this Scotch whiskey question. And then I bought a first book about whiskey. There was not much internet things I didn't have a computer, etc. at that time. So I learned most of what I know with books and later on blogs and websites. And, and then video blogs came much later. First one was Ralphie, of course. And what can I say? Only 3 people watching, so people get bored with my story now, I'm afraid. And so little by little, I had 2 or 3 whiskies to start with. Ballantine's 12 Pure Malt, which is the blended malt at that time, was very good. I had Scapa 12 years old, an official one, beautiful. I had Glenlivet 12, much better than it is now. I had Glenfiddich 15, stuff like that, and the beautiful Old Power 12 I reviewed recently in honor to my father. The first decent blended whiskey my father had in his collection, and then I tried. So yeah, it's a long story, and also then first whiskey show in 2004, Whiskey Life Paris, a shock to the system with all these stands of whiskey and all these Scottish people in kilts and stuff. And then meeting friends after speaking a lot into blogs, starting to write about whiskey, and 2005 starting to blend whiskeys. And then, I forgot 2002, very important milestone is I bought a bottle in the supermarket. There was a lottery, and I won a trip to Glenmorangie Distillery. So that was for me, ooh, what is this? I love the landscape, I love the people, and I love the whiskey. So this has to be my thing now when I came back. So I bought more books about whiskey, a few more bottles, not many at that time. And yeah, jumped into the beautiful adventure of whiskey. Also at this time, even if I was not earning a lot of money, the prices were different than now. So for people who ask me that often, most of the high-end stuff I have, almost every, comes from 10, 15 years ago or less. So these are things that now you cannot touch. Like Carl was saying, you have luxury taste, but it was the taste of the time I could. And also because I had a lot of several, let's say, good friends with more money than me, and they were happy to share with me their best whiskeys. So at the beginning, I was not understanding everything, of course, and I didn't get some of the best things I was trying with them. But all in all, after some time, I tried to have more experience and understanding of what I was trying. So, and then I met John Glazer, who I created a whiskey for him to impress him and maybe speak more about blended whiskeys, blended malts, crafted stuff. And he invited me then to London. So now Eric speaks French. Bien, welcome on board. And then, yeah, I made John Glazer. I did also some important contests in France with professional stuff that were invited me because they knew me, some bartenders and stuff. So I did blend with for Colin Scott from Chivas Regal, and I got something that proves it, even if there's no real certification meaning on it, but honorific one, let's say. I did won a contest in Whiskey Magazine, over 600 people. I was among the 12 first ones, 650 people, and in these peoples there were very, very knowledgeable connoisseurs, big collectors, sommelier and stuff. So all these were important milestones. There are others. You can check it in my reference page resume and on my website. I say everything I did that can qualify me to speak about whiskey, if I may say, but I have no certifications. And yeah, it's a long story. So yeah, there you go. You know a bit more about it. I hope it answers the question, Martin. So yeah. Oh, 100%. Oh yeah, I had my hair cut recently. Um, yeah, and it was crazy to wait so much for that. Ah, ben je vous en prie, vous êtes français, faut pas hésiter à me contacter. Alors du coup, et alors vous allez avoir plus de choses intéressantes à lire en français, en effet, sur le site web. Même s'il y a des bugs, toute la partie gauche, j'ai dû l'arrêter récemment, ça bug trop. Donc je remplis plutôt les rubriques éditoriales quand je peux, pas beaucoup ces derniers temps, Express Notes, événements, ce genre de rubriques. Voilà, on peut en reparler. Merci beaucoup. Okay, so how is going, Eric? You did a lot of things about Ardbeg. Honestly, I had a bit of a burnout of Ardbeg, so that's why I didn't watch them. I'm not too much into this at the time. I'm happy all you guys are enthusiastic about it, but in fact, Whisky and what's the name of the other? Black? No problem. Y a pas de souci, c'est sympa. Cheers, Graham. Take care. Maybe see you at Rise VPub or something, or Monday. I'm live on Monday at Whiskey Novice channel for those who. Yeah. So yes, for Eric, the Ardbeg latest offers haven't hit our shelves here yet. And also the Ardbeg Day was a problem with our organizing with the lockdown. The Ardbeg Day lockdown is over here, but there's still some places that are closed, works and restaurants and bars, only takeaway. So yeah. Well, I'm happy you didn't do some review like Chris with the what was the actor's name? I forgot, where he was half naked. Oh my God. Yeah, so one day I will do a special Isla, and I will give you a wink to have a seat. So these are, I think you come a bit late. These are the latest purchases I had. I wanted to share with the people, and also try the usual camera I use for my videos while I was before switching to Google Chrome on Firefox. I had a lot of connection issues, freezing issues with this and the other camera. And I discovered while switching to Google Chrome that I can use my better camera, this one. I'm really happy about it because from now on, and for instance on Monday, I'm going to use it, but only through Google Chrome. And this allows me to show you this, Eric, for instance, or this that cost me an arm that I haven't opened yet, that you might love. And yeah, there's some Japanese on the table as well, and also some special French edition of the Epicurean from Douglas Lang, and also from your country. I proudly bought this on a little bargain I wanted to have for a long time to join my Sherrywood. Yeah, only misses the pitted now. So that's the wink for Eric. Okay, now around 1 hour and a half, so I might now stop it, unless a few other questions quickly or remarks. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. So I hope you enjoyed this wee presentation. And for those coming in late, Eric, I opened up and I uncorked this. which is really, honestly, I'm not sure you will enjoy it. It's entry level, 40% ABV. Amrut Raj Igala that was on Barkin in my supermarket for very, very cheap price. So I said, why not try it? I love Amrut. I have other Amruts, and this comes more. Cheers. This comes more like really beginner's whiskey. I really feel the 43% would have been better, but it's not bad. It's not. Serge Valentin liked it. That's why I bought it mostly. But I think other batches with the previous full blue presentation box apparently were not good as this one. So there you go. You want to jump in for a few minutes, Eric? Let me, if you feel like, we'll say 10 minutes, a quarter, and then and yeah, I was having this before. You might have not seen as well. Okay, no problem. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Less people watching, and also time is running a bit out. Hope you enjoyed the presentation, and I wish you a good sunny, still a bit sunny here, Sunday, and see you maybe for those who want on Monday at Whiskey Novice samples review in the evening. All samples from me from beautiful Irish whiskies. Merci, Martin. À bientôt. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, and bye-bye. See you soon.